Hey guys, Cadin here, and I'm currently recording this video in the middle of a hurricane, so if you hear anything loud like rain or thunder in the background, that's what's causing it. Anyway, in the new season of Fortnite, Epic have added two new weapons, the Chrome Burst Rifle and the Chrome Shotgun. These are some of the most unique weapons ever added to the game, in multiple ways. First off, they both handle like no other weapon in their class, and second, more importantly, the only way to get a higher rarity is to deal damage with them. And the more damage you do, the higher the rarity increases, all the way up to Mythic. In this video, I will be discussing in depth both of these weapons and comparing them to other weapons in their respective classes to determine if they are deserving of a spot in your inventory. So without further ado, let's get into it. Also use my code, thanks.
I am just a grizzly little bear.
The Chrome Burst Rifle is, well, a burst rifle that deals less damage as the rarity increases, but fires more shots per burst. This is also one of only 3 weapons that has 2 mythic versions, the normal mythic and the boss mythic. The difference between the boss and the regular mythic is that the boss has 4 extra ammo, a slightly lower fire rate, and 100% accuracy while sliding. It's very busted. Moving on, the only rarity that you could naturally find in either Chrome weapon was uncommon until about 5 minutes ago as of writing the script, when they just changed that, so you can now find any rarity up to gold inside of any chest. Speaking of upgrades, let's talk about the values for them. Quick disclaimer, these values are not explicitly stated in-game, so I'm going off of what I found from field testing. Also, these values were changed in the same hotfix that changed the spawning logic for the Chrome weapons, so they might not be accurate again. This is what I got. So to get from green to blue, you need 100 damage, blue to purple is 200 damage, purple to gold is 400, and from gold to mythic you need 1100 damage. This means that if you went from uncommon to mythic, you would need at least 9 kills, assuming that every enemy you go up against is 200 health. Alternatively, you could just go around killing animals for a bit, but who the hell has time for that, you fucking monster? Plus, you'd just be wasting ammo that could otherwise be used against your opponents. Anyway, let's get to the stats. On screen are all 6 variants of the burst rifle. As you can see, the green rarity deals the most damage of all the other rarities, while also having the lowest fire rate. The bursts on these weapons scale from 2 shots at green to 3 shots at blue to 4 shots at every other rarity. Because this weapon is a burst rifle, we cannot trust the on-paper fire rate stat, which is why I went through the grueling task of counting the amount of frames between each shot and burst delay per rarity and converting the frames into seconds. A like would be appreciated for my efforts. What? So, on screen is a table that I made to show the time between shots and time between bursts of each weapon. To start out, the green through gold rarities all have the same burst delay of 0.3 seconds, the normal mythic has a delay of 0.28 seconds, and the boss mythic has a delay of 0.32 seconds. Now we move on to the shot delay. The green burst has a delay of 0.15 seconds, blue is 0.12, purple is 0.1, gold and boss mythic are 0.8, and the normal mythic is 0.7. We'll use this information to accurately calculate the time to kill of these weapons. So here's the time to kill for 100 health and 200 health. In comparison to the other assault rifles currently in the game, the Ranger has a faster time to kill than the green through purple burst, and the Hammer is faster than the green through gold burst. If you're wondering about the Mythic Hammer, it is faster than all the burst rarities, but I don't really count it since it's not in competitive, and I want this comparison to be as universal as possible. Also, both of the other ARs are generally more accurate than the burst, so is there any reason to use it at all? Well, there is one thing that I have neglected to mention thus far: structure damage. Holy shit, does this gun melt builds. For some reason, this gun does way more damage to builds than players, and it increases with rarity rather than decreasing. So the green rarity does 32, the blue does 34, and purple does 36, gold does 37, and both mythics do 39 damage to builds. This means that in one burst, the green does 64 damage, the blue does 102, purple does 144, gold does 148, and the mythics do 156 damage per burst to structures. To understand just how insane that is, let's talk about structure health. Wood starts at 90 health and generates 8 health every half second until it reaches 150 health. Brick starts at 99 and generates 9 health every half second until 300 health. Finally, metal starts at 110 health and generates 8 every half second until 500 health. So the green rarity is in dead last as expected, not being able to destroy any freshly placed structures. The blue rarity does a little bit better, being able to destroy wood within 1 second of being placed and brick within half a second, and the purple rarity is where things start to get really interesting. It can break wood within 3 seconds of being placed, brick within 2.5 seconds, and metal within 2 seconds. That's pretty damn crazy. The gold rarity isn't much different than the purple, but it does have an extra half second to destroy wood. And now for the mythics, aka the broken ones. The mythic rifles can destroy wood at any health, any time. They can also destroy brick within 3 seconds of being placed, and metal within 2.5 seconds. If that doesn't scream OP, I don't know what does. So to answer the question of this video, yes, this weapon is in fact viable. Far more than viable in my opinion. Its insane structure damage makes it something not to be trifled with. And honestly, I just really like burst weapons, so this weapon gets the Cadin seal of approval.
So small and tame you hardly know I'm there.
The chrome shotgun is, stat-wise, a carbon copy of the tactical shotgun with a completely horizontal spread pattern. Here on screen are the stats, and next to it are the stats of the tac shotgun. I wasn't lying when I said carbon copy. However, there are a few differences. First off, as I just mentioned, it has a completely horizontal spread pattern, and second, it fires less pellets. While the reticle may lead you to believe that it fires only 7 pellets, this is not true. It actually fires 9 pellets because the 2 outer parts of the crosshair count as pellets for some reason. It doesn't look like it, but they do. Those 2 outer pellets are also the only parts of the reticle that change as the rarity increases. With the knowledge that this weapon is basically the TAC V3, you may be fooled into believing that this makes it a good weapon. Well, not exactly. First off, the spread never changes, no matter what, even if you ADS, which is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you always know where your pellets will land, but on the other, you'll never be able to hit every pellet unless you're in extreme close range. This in turn makes its range potential pretty trash, and shotguns are already not designed for range. Despite how bad this weapon is in its current state, I actually kind of like it. I don't really know why, but there's just something so satisfying about using it, but despite personal bias, I unfortunately have to say that this weapon is not viable.
Till my slurp suit ends you.
Well, that's half a success. One weapon is nuts, and the other is balls. In my opinion, the only thing that really needs to happen is an accuracy change to the shotgun. It needs to have better accuracy when ADSing. That just makes sense. Also, maybe nerf the build damage on the burst rifles, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Hopefully you found this video informational. See ya.